Oh, y'all should get ready for tonight. Oh, yeah, we have Geek Beast, and we're part of the Geekish Network. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me, I got two great hosts. I got Randy. Say what's for people, Randy.
Yo, what it do? What we talking about tonight, Chuck?
And we got Rakai. And Rakai comes on from time to time. We got him on tonight because it's binge-worthy night. So say what's up to the people, Rakai.
Hello, governor.
So what we have tonight? Let's get into the first story. Oh man, I just now seeing this. Oh wow, this is the first story. This is a wowzer. Rooster Teeth is shutting down after 21 years. Y'all know what's crazy? I started Rooster Teeth's anime. They have an anime that's out on a Hulu, and I just started it
Hmm.
today. So Rooster Teeth is biting the dust after more than 2 decades. Parent company Warner Brothers Discovery.
Oh,
Damn.
well, that makes sense then.
After unsuccessful attempts to sell the unprofitable fandom, gaming, and comedy entertainment division is shutting down Rooster Teeth's operation. The closure of Rooster Teeth will result in layoffs of approximately 150 full-time employees and will throw dozens of contractors and content creators out of work as well. Warner Brothers Discovery is currently in talks to sell the rights to certain Rooster Teeth catalog content and intellectual properties, such as the popular anime style RWBY, pioneering sci-fi spoof Red and Blue, and Michael B. Jordan's animated mech series Genlock. In addition, the Warner Brothers WBD is seeking to sell Rooster Podcast Network, with shows spanning gaming, true crime, fandom, comedy, and food, which for the time being will continue to operate. The company had cultivated an ardent fan base and became an internet video destination years before the advent of YouTube. Isn't that crazy, you guys?
No,
It's
Yeah,
not.
but like I
existed.
said, it's not surprising. It's a,
Yeah,
a a Warner Brothers property, so
yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
It's
you
consistent
know,
with every action that he's done for what the last 2 to 3 years. So when you
what
say,
was
Yeah.
it
"Oh, it's not,"
David Zaslav?
yeah, when you
Yeah, so if it
but
was
like,
doing good, he might shut it down anyway. So
right,
it
yeah,
That's probably
makes
why he kept
sense.
it on so long, because it wasn't doing good. He's like, I'm gonna keep them on. They don't cost as much of anything, and they're doing bad anyway. They'll go away on their own.
yeah,
Crap, I gotta shut them down now.
yeah. Like, I don't think there is anything. Well, let me rephrase that. If he made a good decision, that's what would surprise me. I'd be like, "Oh, that came from Warner's."
Hold on, but he did
Mhm.
make a good decision, even though we as the fans hate all of his decisions, and I do mean hate all of his decisions.
We
I'm
do, we
almost
do.
positive that here recently they did like to the investors, like a quarter call, and they had the most profitable quarter in
Oh,
I don't know how many years. Like they made a
that's
crap ton of money, and they were like one of the most profitable video streaming, media conglomerates.
What?
You know, yeah.
yeah,
I did
surprising.
not know that. I did not know that. That's surprising to me because you take the perfect name and you throw it away and you put up your scantily clad a softcore porn channel name and you're able to make money off of it.
I will say this though, he did hire James. I was
He
James
did
Gunn.
hire James Gunn.
Did hire James Gunn, or at
He
least it's
did
under
hire
his
James Gunn.
brand. So I can't say that's you know. But 1 out of 15 don't get you. It don't get
Don't
you.
get you no
It don't
rings.
make you an all star.
Yeah, it don't get you any rings. So that's
Um,
interesting, you guys. I did not know they had a profitable quarter. Maybe what he's doing works. Maybe Sharks and Meerkats is going to save
I
a
think that's
one-time Warner. You ain't got to pay them royalties.
King
They just
Shark.
happen to be alive. You follow some penguins around for like 7 months, and you got you a hit. You know, we
Hey,
people don't understand. We almost got a trilogy for a March of the Penguins. Y'all know that?
no,
We almost got a
no, for
I
trilogy
real,
didn't know they
for it.
had a second one.
Yeah, they have March of the Penguins too. We got two
They
movies of
got two
March of the
for
March of the
real.
Penguins. I
there's
didn't know
two
that.
there's two movies. There's
That's
two
crazy.
movies. Hell, no penguins be marching, dog.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But I do like RWBY. I do like it. I like to take it takes fairy tale characters and
Mm-hmm.
reimagines them. I do enjoy it. What's up, Mark? Mark Savoy. If y'all new to the show, we actually talked to our chat. Mark came in, and the funk came in. If killing all of these things for tax write-offs is the cost of profitability, and they're the only successful streamer, then it shows the streaming business is unsustainable.
Oh yeah. Well, we knew.
That is totally true.
Yeah, we knew.
That
Well,
the
but that's
funk,
always been true.
yeah.
They
That's always been true, and everyone has been chasing Netflix, but they don't understand that Netflix purposely is playing the long con. That they know, and almost Netflix has positioned themselves as the big dogs in streaming. But once everybody else falls off or is bought out, they merge or whatever
Mm-hmm.
to compete with Netflix. Netflix is already doing it. Netflix has already got rid of its bottom tier.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix has already introduced ads, and that's where cable and traditional TV was killing. They were the most profitable because they had all the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
So streaming was never going to survive without the commercials, without all that ad revenue. So it was
Mm-hmm.
just, once you get hooked on something, you know what I'm saying? Hell, they've been giving away free dope for years. You can get all your episodes in one day. Oh yeah. Yeah,
and
give me some
Netflix
more.
created the model. They created the
Yeah.
model. And
Mm-hmm.
all those other they thought because they had the IPs that they should be able to compete. They were media companies trying to be a tech company. When Netflix is a tech company disguised as a media company. And so, they just didn't
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
what they were doing.
And people understand the business Netflix is in. They're in the business of data collecting and
Right.
data insights. Their artificial intelligence wing is strong. And so they'll say that will give us 0.013% lift if you use that cover art. That one gives us 0.027% lift. Instead of saying, let's choose one, let's say we'll throw them both up there.
What was it that
What's
I
the
think it
worst thing
was
that can happen?
Intel? He said like he got a advertiser from Netflix with like this black guy on it because it was following his algorithm. Then
Algorithm,
he
yep.
clicked on the movie. It had one black person in it for like 2 seconds. You know what
2
I'm saying?
seconds. Yep. Yep. And
But he sent it out
but
to him because it was following the algorithm. And
see,
Netflix created this model. And I'm sorry,
yep.
HBO makes great content, but like it's a different thing in the streaming
It's
business.
a whole different
Here,
monster.
I found the article I was looking for. So this just came out February 23rd. Discovery has become the first Hollywood conglomerate to turn a profit for a streaming unit for a full year. In
Mm.
2022, Warner Brothers Discovery lost $2.1 billion. In 2023, they reported a profit of 103 million.
Okay, maybe then.
The
Yeah.
first one to report a
Hold
profit
on.
in streaming unit for the full year.
Time out. Time out. So you telling me the first year they lost $2 billion, and then they made a profit of 103 million. They're not 100. They're 1.9 million dollars, $1 billion off from making the money back that they just spent.
True. I mean, but it's not. But it wasn't about them
Yeah,
recouping the money they just
money.
lost. It was about, they were able to pull a profit for the entire year. So as
Yep.
far as they're concerned, it's, onwards and upwards, cutting
Yep.
all the dead weight, getting rid of whatever it was that they could do for a tax write-off and a lot of that has to be attributed to that. If they made a
Yeah.
profit of 103 million, a lot of that's because they wrote off so
But
much in taxes on movies that they shelved or permanently shelved. Still, I don't even care if it's a bad movie. And I don't like DC movies. I still want to see Batgirl, Batwoman, or whatever
I
the
want
hell
to
it is,
see it
just for
too.
the hell
me
of it.
too. Me
Yeah,
too.
I
Me
do
too.
too. And I just don't understand why they couldn't have
Hey,
thrown it up on Max.
for clarity, once that property goes live, because the rumor is there's some buyers interested in it. Once that property goes live, we're going to review it
Oh, it's
for
gonna
the
go back.
Geekish
It's gonna go
Network.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna go. People can go see it because it's what it is. It may be the biggest movie of the year once it comes live because everybody's
Yeah.
curious of what it is. And I
And
heard it wasn't bad enough for people walked out of it. Where I heard about some other superhero
I
films,
say it
people
couldn't
walked
have been
out
worse
of.
than the Flash. I just don't
People
believe.
walked out
Wait.
of it.
Wait. As long as it's better than Madam Web, you got a winner on your hands.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't imagine
Y'all gonna get enough
It was
talking about
worse than
Madam Web.
worse. Maybe on the same level as Aquaman 2 and Flash, but I can't imagine any movies worse than
Wait a minute, because you can't even say nothing about Aquaman 2 is the most profitable DC movie in the last 6 years.
Is it?
Yes, and Aquaman, the first one, was over $1 billion. It is the most profitable movie in all of DC. So,
well, Aquaman 2 is trash, and The Flash is trash.
Oh,
wait a minute, but you're saying that's subjective because we're talking about DC movies. All DC movies are trash.
I wouldn't say
hey, you guys. The Funk
Oh,
came in the chat with a strong comment. He said, if the government is buying these movies, they should become public domain. Absolutely. Since they're tax write-offs, that means the government's paying for them. They should become public domain.
Does that mean like they end up in the Smithsonian or something? Or?
They get archived by the government. Government archives everything. It will be archived.
I'm for that then.
I'm for that then.
I want to see it.
They're not going to do it, but the government should make it public domain.
Yeah, I think they should make it public domain. Like I said, I want to see Batwoman or Batgirl, whatever it was. Again, I stand on business. It couldn't be worse than The Flash.
I know one thing's for certain. It's not worse than George Clooney pretending to be Batman.
That was bad. That was bad too.
What, at the end of the movie?
I think he's talking about the old school one.
The old school Batman when George Clooney was Batman.
Batman and Robin.
He had nipples in his Batman. He had nipples in his Batman suit.
For as much shit as I give DC movies, listen. I think they're still better than what Sony's cranking out. I mean, you take out Spider-Man, and Sony is cranking out some hot garbage.
Yeah, they are. That's true, no doubt. We're gonna move on. So they had the cast of Avatar had a talk with Daniel Day Kim. You know, Daniel Day Kim was talking, say, "Hey guys, you know, what's the young boy that's the Avatar? Who's that? Who's Aang?
Gordon Cormier."
Gordon. He said, "Gordon, I had the same questions. I had my meeting with Netflix. So Daniel Day Kim's cutting something hot from Netflix because girls like seeing him, and so he said, hey." I have some really sad news. Netflix said we're not going to have a season 2, but instead we're going to have a season 2 and 3.
Yes, sir.
And when I was working at Netflix, Netflix was talking. I would say we because I was there at the time, but it's not a we. They were talking about when they licensed Avatar: Last Airbender, they want all 3 books.
Okay.
They wanted all 3 books, and they were going to do all 3 books. And Nickelodeon said, we're going to give it to you as if you do all 3 books, because they were afraid that it would get canceled like the movies got canceled.
I mean, which is a valid concern.
It is. So it wasn't Nickelodeon's fault the movie got canceled. It's M. Night Shyamalan because he made a piss poor movie, and the studio was like,
I still have no idea what you're talking about. I have no knowledge of this property.
I didn't know that they had a live
there was a movie. Get out of here! Never heard of that.
Yeah. Where did they show this so-called movie at? I've never.
I don't know.
I love you guys.
But something tells me if they did make a movie of such said property, I never want to see it. So
you guys are hilarious. But anyway, so they made this movie, and so Nickelodeon wanted to make sure they made all 3 books. Netflix wanted to make sure they had the rights to all 3 books. So I knew that marriage was going to happen. I was gone before the deal was finalized, but I know they were working on it. And so they announced to Gordon, and they allowed they Kim to bring it to the cast in a Zoom call. We got season 2 and 3.
Man, I'm excited about it.
More Avatar to come, you guys.
Yeah.
How's that make y'all feel?
I'm happy. I'm super happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super happy because I am not one of the haters, and I can't even understand them for real, because if you really took your time, if you love this property and you took your time and watched the 8 episodes without going into it with a sour face and be like, this is just going to be just like that alleged movie that you said exists that I've never heard of. What Netflix did was actually really, really good.
thought it was.
It was in no means perfect. And it was not the TV show. The TV show was made on Nickelodeon for children. It had a hard time finding its footing, but we came to later find out that they made some brilliant shit in animated form. It's brilliant. This was not that, but this was damn good. It was damn good.
I think them trying to find solutions to their problems on network television is what made this thing so good. They try to give answers to the problems they were facing on network television and never been settled into a home was what made this story so great. The
Yeah, man.
friction.
No, not only that, making it more mature. It fit a Netflix crowd. It fit who was tuning in to see it. I mean, if you wanted something more whimsical and like that, then it would have been made by Disney Plus. You know, and that's not even a guarantee these days. Hell, you know what I'm saying?
It's a good fantasy show. It's a good fantasy piece. And the choices that they made from the animated version are really good, man. I super enjoyed Avatar: The Last.
So if this thing blows up out of the water, becomes one of Netflix's most beloved series, should they come back with Legend of Korra?
No.
Damn.
I just don't
quick.
That was fast too.
That
he
was
didn't
fast.
he didn't even ponder that thought. That was
Damn.
He already had that loaded, locked and loaded. Pow pow.
Didn't he?
Okay, so if we're gonna do it, like I thought Netflix made very good decisions from the changes for the animated version, for the live action version. I'd like to see some changes for Korra there. I don't know. The character of Korra I just thought
irks the shit out of you.
Yeah, it does.
Korra irks the shit out of me too. And here's the thing. The animated Avatar: The Last Airbender could come on anytime and I'll watch it like I ain't seen it before. Korra comes on, I'm like, what else is on?
Let me go wash dishes.
Y'all were so bad. First of all, I like Korra. See, Avatar is about an uncertain boy, uncertain child, and Korra is about a certain child that realizes they need community, and it's like the antithesis, right? I'm gonna do this, and y'all gonna be mad at me for this. Avatar: Last Airbender is my beautiful dark twisted fantasy by Kanye. Korra is
Blame It on the Rain.
No, the album right after that with New Slave and everything is Jesus by Ye. They're the antithesis of each other, where Aang needed a group to make him great. Korra needed to be part of the group to be great.
From the story, and I don't want to get too much into it, I just thought Korra remained the same character.
She does, because it's not about Korra. It's about
she didn't learn at all.
It's about the group. It's about her fitting into the group, where the group was there to push Aang. It was about Korra falling into the group and becoming one of the group of who she really was. Her knowing that she was certain she's the Avatar and she has to fit into a group. Because she never wanted to fit in a group. She wanted to walk around solo dolo and say, I'm the Avatar and beat up everybody. But every time she did something right, it's because she fell into the group.
She just didn't learn from it, man.
But she can't learn from it. None of the characters learn from it. She learned that I have to work with other people to be great.
Honestly, she worked.
So here's what I heard over the weekend. So while we're talking about Netflix, I heard that the two creators, Brian and Dante or whatever, who walked away from Netflix for creative reasons, that they have some stuff coming out, and I think it's still animated, like an animated movie or a series of movies and things like that. And I think what they're going to work on is work around adult Aang, Katara, Sokka, Zuko, or whatever, like those years in between the end of book 3 and the start of Legend of Korra, because there's so much there. I mean, I would love to see adult Aang when he turns into a shitty father and he becomes Goku.
Yep.
Because he's so busy being the Avatar everywhere else and saving the world and not at home with his family.
He ignores
Katara's holding it down.
Boomy. And what's the name of the daughter?
Yeah.
What's the daughter's
Uh,
name?
But that
uh,
movie is coming out. I thought that's already been
yeah,
Yeah, where he's a shitty dad.
shooting.
yeah,
There's
where he turns
He
into
turns into
Goku
Darth
and
Vader.
yeah.
He turns
Yeah.
into Goku. I
Eh,
do. He
he
does.
turns into Goku.
He turns into
He's
Goku.
so busy saving the world, he's not at home. Katara's
So
holding it
busy
down.
building Republic City.
Right.
Hmm.
And
His
how
legacy.
Katara, he leaves Katara there. He's a deadbeat father.
Deadbeat
He
dad.
goes on the road. He turns
Yeah.
James Brown and just leaves the women at home. I actually don't need that at all. I know there's 100 more avatars before Aang.
But
Talk
like,
about those stories.
yeah,
Tell those
Netflix
on.
doesn't.
I would love to see those.
From my
Yeah.
understanding, Netflix doesn't own those.
No.
What they
No,
purchased was the Aang story.
No, I'm
no,
talking
Nickelodeon.
about
I
but
would love to
Michael.
see the creators, yeah, do that.
Yeah, Michael and Brian are doing their thing with
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. So wherever Nickelodeon decides to put it, I don't care where they put it. Just make
Here's
those
what would be
stories.
super interesting. What they brought up in the Netflix that they didn't bring up in the animated, the story of the Avatar from the Water Tribe, Karuk,
Yeah,
where he
Karuk,
was out fighting he
the
neglected
spirits.
everybody,
Yeah.
neglected all the people because he's fighting the spirits, and I would love to see that.
I like to see that story too.
I could get real dark. Real
I like
dark.
to see. I like
I'm
that one.
okay
I
with
like
that.
Kyoshi. I like her
Yeah.
story. I like there's an Avatar story that where a human defeats the Avatar. The Avatar is like a
Hmm.
god, like a Superman god figure, and so
Hmm.
humans don't like him. Humans in all the kingdoms don't like him, and so they go kill him. And one guy kills him.
Yeah.
He's a
Well, we
warrior
could
that
get the
kills him.
first ever Avatar. That's a
The
pretty.
first ever
Yeah.
Avatar. Where'd the Avatar come from?
Yeah. Oh, we know like the spirit world. Like they got videos and comics out there about the first one. We
Yeah,
could get
Yeah.
that one.
they can did that one. Yeah,
Because his goal was to balance between the spirit
but
world and the human world.
the creators of Avatar also have a show on Netflix called The Dragon Prince. If y'all haven't watched it, they are the creators that did The
That's their
Dragon
show.
Prince. That's their show. Yeah, that's their show.
I didn't know that. I
Mhm.
like that show.
I do
Yeah.
too. They just came out with the sequel part to it,
Second
where it's
season.
them in the future, and the kids are
Yeah,
older.
I didn't know that was their show.
I think it's Brian's show, Brian or Michael's. It's
Mm.
one of
So
their
then
shows.
are we thinking now? Because when Avatar first came out, it had been the movie was actually supposed to kick off like a multiverse
Mm-hmm.
of Avatar, but the movie did so poorly, then they kind of never really found the audience that they kind of walked away from it. So are we kind of saying now, like with the success of the Netflix show, are we kind of going to get these different versions of this universe?
Well, Brian and Michael never gave up on the universe. They kept working on the properties because they
Because we
had
got the
rights.
comics, and I'm
Yeah, the
more talking about
comics.
like television shows and movie properties. And
That's a
Well,
Nintendo.
that's
I mean,
all.
that's a Nickelodeon. That's a Nintendo. That's a Nickelodeon call. They do have Avatar Studios. That is a thing at Nickelodeon.
Yeah. And that's completely up to them. And I think the one
Mm-hmm.
smart thing they did in this whole Netflix deal is they only license, basically seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
And if you want to know, when Nickelodeon allowed this show to go to streaming before there was a Netflix streaming the way it is, it was one of the first shows to get streamed that was successful. It's one of the first successful streaming shows.
Well,
I can
So
I
see that.
remember when it hit, the animated version hit Netflix, like it was widely popular. Like
yeah,
everybody was going back and watching
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. But even
Because it was
before
right around the
Netflix,
time Game of Thrones. I even remember them making a comparison, like it was as good as Game of Thrones, which
hmm
I don't disagree with, right? I
oh
think
yeah, absolutely. It
from a
definitely ended
fan,
way better than Game of
yeah,
Thrones.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
uh, but when they were finishing season 3 and they took it off the network, Nickelodeon said, "We're going to allow. We know there's a really strong fandom for this. We're going to allow you to throw this online on Nickelodeon." So I think
Yeah.
they put it on
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.com, and it was one of the first
Yeah.
successful streaming shows ever.
That's how, and Korra ended online. That's
And
where
Core
the
ended
last
online
season of
too.
Korra was shown was online.
Uh-huh.
Because
So
remember, they
yeah.
had
So
the girl kiss
so
and
do
then
you think the way that it ended,
Mm-hmm.
was that the way that they intended to end at
Mm-mm.
the end of book
got
3? I
another
didn't
book.
think it
Mm-mm. They
was.
They
they
had
had
a
they
book
wanted to do a
four.
4. They had a book 4.
Yeah, they got a book.
Mm,
Had a book
that's
four.
what I thought.
And they had an outline for book 4, and they trimmed it, they cut trimmed it and made it work in book 3. But their ending was perfect. I think if they would have had a book 4 and Aang could actually fought the Fire Lord at the Air Temple, it'd have been cliche. The fact that he ended it on this book, like right, it was because it was the Book of Fire, right? It was the Book of Fire. It was great.
No, book 3 was Book of Fire. Yeah.
Yeah, Book of Fire. He ended it on Book of Fire. It was great. Like I'm ending it on the tribe that caused all of this
Hmm.
versus it going home to me and I have to defend myself against the Fire Lord. But they're going to have him
Well,
lose it.
it wouldn't have made a lot of sense for Book of Air anyway, because there weren't any more
It's
airbenders.
just
It was still
him.
just him. Yeah.
So what would have happened was he would have lost on the Fire Book, fled to the Air Temple. Ozai would have chased him, and then he had defeated Ozai at the Air
I
Temple. And I
told
think
y'all
that'd have been cliche.
No,
they
no,
said though
Randy.
it was gonna be
Nope.
like incorporating. Rakan and I got into a little argument in our chat earlier today
No.
about Azula, right? It was supposed to
No.
be something about Azula, and I said Azula's just misunderstood, and Rakan's like, "You're damn delusional," and I still adhere to my point. She's just a little misunderstood, so I still think there's
Wait, wait,
room
wait,
for
wait, wait,
redemption.
wait, wait. So
Misunderstood? Is that the word?
he
Misunderstood.
said
That's the
Azula was
word you're
misunderstood.
using?
He said no. He said Azula should give a TED talk
A
on how to
TED
be
talk.
successful.
Yeah, right. How to be successful. Yeah.
We're not gonna
Hell
go there.
no.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're
And
gonna move
people in the
on.
chat
No,
agree
no,
with me. They was like,
no,
"I want
no,
to see
no.
Azula."
Chat,
No, because
chat.
we said it would be cool if animated characters gave
Nope.
TED talks. That would be crazy. Not Azula's how
Nope.
to be successful,
It was
how to be a
literally, I now
sociopathic
want to
serial
see
killer.
an
Yeah.
Azula. Azula.
She doesn't really get mad into the third book, and she realizes that her brother can
Yeah,
still
man.
best her
He's
because she was
She
like
misunderstood.
becomes unhinged.
unhinged. She comes unhinged because her brother whoops her ass. He's like, "Yo,
She, she,
what do you think you're doing?" And she's like, "You're defending the Avatar now. You're one of his buddies.
man, she
I'm gonna kill
cracked.
you and all your
He
homies."
cracked. Ain't cracked under the pressure.
Uh-huh.
Uncle Iroh cracked under the pressure. Yeah. She's
Mark said
misunderstood.
Azula is a nutcase, though. She
God,
doesn't turn nutty into the third book.
right.
She realizes she's not the chosen one to take over from the Fire Nation. Her brother has sided with the Avatar, and the Avatar is about to whoop her daddy's ass because of her brother.
and all of her friends turned on. Yeah, man, she's just
Her
misunderstood.
friends kind of turned on her. They did turn on her because one of her friends was in love with her brother,
Brother, yeah, but that
and
was
the
her.
other
That's
friend, another friend's just a badass that had no bending power whatsoever.
no,
Man,
but the way
But
she
she
was
but
flexing on
Sokka,
her friends,
she
her
got
friends
caught. She got
was
caught.
yeah, her friends was tired of her treating them like shit.
Yeah, because she treated him like shit. She did treat him like shit.
man,
And her
he
friend
was
got caught
trying
up
to
in the
win.
res
He was just
bender.
trying to
The res
win.
bender
That's it.
came
Like
by.
like Kobe did some of his teammates. She's just trying to win, dog. That's it. She's trying to win.
Azula is Kobe
And
Bryant.
Kobe didn't
Azula
win
is
Wow.
shit
Kobe
like that.
Bryant. She is Kobe
Wow.
And
Bryant.
Kobe Bryant didn't win a damn thing like that.
That's exactly how he was.
No, it's not.
Wow.
He
Kobe
pushed his team,
changed.
huh? He pushed
Kobe
his team.
changed when
Right.
he was
So
trying to get rid of Smush Parker and all them, and he was ready to leave. He told him he wanted to leave, and then when he changed, when he got Paul Gasol and all the rest of them guys,
But
he had
they
to
were just
change.
better. They were just better.
So you're saying that Zuko is Paul Gasol in the game in the redemption
Man,
team.
they had
And
an
when he ran
interview.
right through his chest, he's not gonna run right through his chest. They're
And
gonna
when
pass it to Paul. I'm gonna
yeah,
run right through
right.
his chest.
And
That's who Zulu.
Nick Young was like, man, we was playing bad on the game. They said at halftime, Kobe came in and said, everybody take off my damn shoes because I don't want you soft motherfuckers associated with me. And he said the whole team, this is after the Paul Gasol and all them. And he was like, the equipment manager came in the next day and they had the shoes like above their locker. He said Kobe had them throw every single one of them away. Azula is just, this room for redemption, man.
You know, right now Rodney is rolling that we're
man.
making a Laker reference
Misunderstood,
to
man.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Michael Jordan, the whatchamacallit, what's the name of that documentary?
The Last Dance.
The Last
The Last
Dance.
Dance, yeah. You know the stuff he said about Scotty and Horace Grant. Hell, they going on tour now, call it the Last Bull or something like that. Talking
Yeah.
about
Which
Michael
is the last amount of bullshit. That's what it
yeah.
is. a bunch of
Yeah,
sore ass losers. And
that's what
really
I'm saying. That's all
the
she.
only one
That's all she is, man.
listen,
She
and
just driven.
Y'all are
the whole
hilarious.
time, Scottie Pippen's ex-wife is sitting on the front row with Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
okay.
saying.
Whatever. Yeah.
Azula's just driven. No, she's just driven. That's it. She misunderstood. She get a TED talk. She'll be all right. She can explain her reason.
Rodney said
Go
it
on her
back.
book
So
tour.
Azula is the goat.
She's the
Hell no.
GOAT. She's the GOAT.
She is
Azula's
not
the
the
GOAT.
GOAT.
She's the GOAT. Man,
She's
it was an
Oh
she
man.
episode. She gave
she
all
ended the
three of
series
them
as One
smoke.
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's what the hell she
Man,
ended
she
the
just the
series
GOAT,
as.
son. She just the GOAT.
He's
Mm-mm.
the goat. Y'all are
GOAT,
hilarious.
son.
Okay. We got to move
Hell
on to
no.
our next show. Y'all know that, right? We just spent the last 10 minutes talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. We did 2 articles today. Two. We got caught on Avatar:
And
The Last Airbender.
it's my fault. I came
Oh
on here and
Lord.
sparked this
Oh
bullshit
Lord.
and
Oh,
got
man,
this man
Oh
talking
man.
crazy.
Lord.
Azula's the GOAT
She's the
Oh
and
GOAT,
she
Lord.
should give a
son.
TED talk.
Her
See,
TED
it's my
talk, how
fault.
to be successful in the
Hell
age of
no.
the Fire War Nation. She's
No.
dope, man. She's dope.
Man, I was so excited about get to the next stories, but I guess we'll get to them on Friday. We'll talk about them during happy hour. Rakai, you're more than welcome to join us back for happy hour.
All right.
Maybe we bring Centel on board as well for happy hour on Friday.
So we can only
So
get through one story on Friday. Okay.
it's an hour, so we can get through all the stories. But Azula is the goat. It's what we're leaving
Dope,
off.
son. She's
That's just
Uh,
misunderstood,
unhinged.
son.
Randy,
Unhinged.
for you all didn't know, we have Bingeworthy up next. And it's just us. It's us three right here. We're going to do Bingeworthy. Randy, what show are we doing in Bingeworthy?
Talking Netflix's The House of Ninjas.
House of Ninjas. And for those that are in the streets, we're not talking about black people. We're talking about people from Japan that actually dress up as Shinobi.
Yes,
Shinobi,
because
dude. Shinobi. We're
actually,
talking
yeah, they're
Shinobi.
Shinobi.
Actual
Shinobi.
Shinobi. Uh, First, I'm gonna shout out to Rodney for being a great technical producer, and I love his comments in the chat. I want to give a shout out to the Funk for curating all these great stories, even though I only got through 2 of them. I want to give a shout out to Mark and the Funk for being in the chat today. Thank you guys. We're gonna come right back on with the Netflix's House of Ninjas in about 10 minutes. So we'll see you all at probably about 8:15. Pacific Standard Time, 11:15 Eastern Standard Time. If you're somewhere in between, you figure it out on your own. With that being said, make sure you subscribe, like, and share everything about the Geekish Network. We call the Geekish Network costs everything. You can find us there, and you can find us all on our personal socials. And that's at Rakai. What's your personal social?
You can find me on everything at Nuke from the Ville, NUPEFROMDAVILLE.
And Randy,
Mm.
where can they find you on your socials?
You can find me across all socials on or as Johnny A.O. Randolph.
Yep. And you can find me at Charles Babb. With that being said, we'll get back with you guys. We'll see y'all in like 10 minutes. 8:15. I'll let you later. Peace.
Oh.